Hello viewers, in this class we are going to look at quadratic equations, and we're going to use the method of completing the square to establish the solution to it. We know that we have an equation of this nature, this form: a s squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. Here our a, b and c, though they are constant, but here in the quadratic equation is an equation in which the highest power of the unknown is equal to 2. So the unknown in this equation is the x we're asked to determine. Okay, so the highest power of the unknown here is 2, so that makes it a quadratic equation. Here, this a must not be equal to 0. So when it is 0, it is no longer a quadratic equation. Okay? Alright, a must not be equal to 0, like I said, must not be equal to 0. The a there is called, a is coefficient of s squared, b is the coefficient of x, yc is a constant. It is a constant. Though a, b, c they are constant, but the a and b they have their own functions. So this one is b is a coefficient of x, a is the coefficient of s squared. Okay, and what do we do when we want to find the solution of a quadratic equation using completing the square? The first thing to do is that to see that the coefficient of the highest power of the unknown must be equal to 1. So that means this a must live here. Okay, so and if we do that, that means we're going to say divide through by a, by a, by a, by a. So if we do that, this becomes s squared plus b over ax plus c over a is equals to 0. 0 divided a is 0. Alright. The next step to do is to see that this constant term here, c over a, we'll move it to the right hand side. And if we do that, this becomes s squared plus b over ax. This is plus, as it crosses to this side, become 0 minus ca. That gives us minus c over a. Okay, so the next step is that we'll look for the half coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x here now is now b over a. If we're looking for half of it, we are saying 1 over 2 times b over a. That will give us b over what? 2a. So we say we're going to add half of this one. We will square it, add the half coefficient of s squared to both sides. Half of this we square it and add it to both sides. And if we do that, then we will square it. We will do what? We will square it. So the means here will become s squared plus b over ax plus b over 2a square, to both sides. This become b over 2a all square minus c over a. So we have added it to both sides. So, and this expression on the right hand side, is simply, we can put it as ax plus b over 2a all raised to power 2. So it simply means that if we expand this, expression is going to give us this. That is the implication here. So once you come here, you can say x plus b over 2a, close the bracket, all square. So the whole of this expression is the same as this expression. So if we expand it now, it's going to give us that. So here we have this become b square 2a square will give us 4a square. So what we have just done here is we are saying b over 2a times b over 2a. b times b is b square, 2a times 2a, 2 times 2 is 4, a times a is a square, so that is 4a square. Okay, minus c over a. Okay, here the next thing to do on the right hand side is, this is a fraction and we need to simplify it. So here we say this is x plus b over 2a, b over 2a all square is equals to the LCM of 4a square, and a is just is 4a square. So 4a square divide 4a square, that will give us 1, and 1 times b square, this will give us b square. Okay, then here we see that 4a square divided by a square. So the LCM of these two fractions is 4a square. So we see 4a square divide a is going to be 4a. Okay, here the 4a we use it to multiply minus c, that will give us minus 4ac, minus 4ac. Okay, then the next step is we say take the square root of both sides, square root of both sides. And if we do that, this is what we simply means by that. We are saying square root of both sides, b over 2a all square. Here, if we are taking the square root of both sides, it's going to give us two values, which is going to be plus or minus. Okay, square root of all the term here, which is b square minus 4ac all over 4a square. Okay, all over 4a square. And the square root, this square root will cancel this, and this becomes x plus b over 2a is equal to plus or minus. And if you look at this, the square root of 4a square is just 2a. It's 2a. So here we're going to have here is 2. This is b square, which is what we have here, minus 4ac all over 2a. Here, this, because what we are looking for is just x, we are looking for the solution of x, so that x here is equal to minus, because this is plus, as it coming this way, become minus b over 2a. We have a plus minus the square root of, this is b square minus 4ac all over 2a. Now you see that this is another fraction, but we have a common denominator, so that our x here becomes minus b plus or minus the square root of b square minus 4ac everything over 2a. So here we are going to have a two pair of solution, because a quadratic equation usually have two pair of solution, because of the highest power here of the unknown is 2. So here we can say either s is equal to minus b, we take plus square root of b square minus 4ac, b square minus 4 all over 2a, or x is equal to minus b minus the square root, which is this minus 4ac b square minus 4ac all over 2a. So this is the solution to this equation, the quadratic equation of the form as squared plus bx plus c is equal to what? 0. So this is the general solution. So given any quadratic equations, you can put the value of this variable into the equations and the answer would be be obtained so easily. This is the method of completing the square. So the steps has to be followed and tactically, okay, so that there will be no error. So in our next class, we will continue from where we stop, just to generate, to establish the formula. Have a nice time.